If Jim Kytonen does his work well, only one person in the room will know. Jim is a luthier, one who makes, repairs, and restores stringed instruments. For over 25 years, musicians have worn a path to his door, instrument in hand, with a request to bring its voice back. Jim's loyalty is to the owner, to a degree, but more importantly, to the instrument itself. The finest instruments, for example, are often played across generations. With such a piece, Jim is given an almost sacred trust in helping keep it immortal.
The better the instrument, the more it reacts to little minor things, even temperature change or humidity change. And it's all subjective. It's totally subjective. It becomes like the music itself. Do you like this piece or do you like that piece? As a static thing, it's this marvelous bit of sculpture. As you begin to understand it like art, it's just phenomenal. It takes my breath away. And then you hand it to someone who's capable and competent, and all of a sudden it's not just that. It can totally transcend that piece of art that it is, and just being in some way party to that whole process that's what drives me. That's what makes it just the only thing I can do. There is a useful life, just because of the material itself and the nature of the universe, second law of thermodynamics. And I joke about it, as long as the laws of physics and gravity hold out, I'm pretty much in business. These instruments, for whatever reason, just if they're maintained and repaired correctly or restored correctly, have a useful life. When you're restoring on a historically important instrument from a known maker, is not unlike our conductor conducting a piece of music, in that I try to understand the maker and what his intentions were for this particular instrument. I have a Henri Durazé from Paris. It was built in about 1850 that I'm doing a restoration on right now. And the trick is to be as faithful as you can to his original intent. He meant it to sound a very specific way. I can make it sound any number of ways, but my intent is to discern what he had in mind for it and restore that also.
In his Violin Works shop in Spokane's historic Garland district, Jim strives to make repairs and restorations in a world as close to that which brought the instrument to life originally, including sitting next to his window for many hours of the day, using the same light luthiers have used for centuries, natural sunlight.
Just good light. It's good light up front. Plus, I gotta admit, if I'm gonna be honest, come spring when the little kids are coming home from school, you get about every 2 days I've got to get out there and wash the windows, because I get all these little forehead prints up against the window, because I'll be sitting up here carving and they'll lean into the window with their parents, and I enjoy that too. It kind of gives them some of that old world kind of, oh yeah, people still do just sit and whittle. They do things with their hands.
Emotion is a necessity in Jim Kytonen's world, emotion that is invoked by the appreciation of music and the tool of the musician's trade.
You've got to have an ear. You don't have to necessarily play, but you have to have an ear. I think it helps if you can go to listen to different kinds of music and weep, That's kind of the thing. We have to remember they're just these things. And part of my job is to make these things transparent, so that whatever that musician is feeling passionate about, that's just there, that they're just impassioned about, can be given to you and me. so that these things, cellos or whatever, these things are just a tool. And so we just try to make it transparent, and so that whatever's in there can be expressed clearly and concisely, exactly like this person's experiencing it. So we can share in that emotion and that experience that they're having while they're doing it.
If you have an idea for Northwest Profiles, send it to KSPS TV, 3911 South Regal, Spokane, Washington 99223. Northwest Profiles is a presentation of KSPS Public Television.